Hello, beautiful, magical people. I'm Linda West, and this is my channel, Morning Mayan. Hello, beautiful people. Well, today I wanted to do something different. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and of course, we're coming around to the final 3 episodes of this amazing series, and I'm so excited about the last 3 episodes. But okay, we just need to talk about the last season and the last episode. And as a writer, as an author of best-selling stories and also nonfiction, look, I have my master's in English Lit, right? So you learn about story, format, and I just have to say, Dan and Dave, what the heck did you do? Seriously, this was set up in the first 2 episodes. I was really excited. In fact, on the second episode, when everybody was having all their stories come together, and there was a lot of completion of major goals in people's lives, and people had turned from being bad people to good people, and they were culminating these arcs of these people's stories. And I thought, okay, anybody can go. And that's the beauty of Game of Thrones, right? Is you never know. They cut off Ned Stark's head. They killed Oberyn. And then after that, it seems like everybody's had plot armor. Because seriously, half the characters we love, as much as I hate to say it because we love them, they needed to die in that battle. It was just so unrealistic. And besides, it totally negates the wonderful feeling we had in episode 2, where we knew that like this was the last night that they might all be together. But no, thanks to this lame adaptation by Dan and Dave, they decide to let everybody live against all odds, which then makes the first 2 episodes just worthless. Because if everybody lives, then we don't have that feeling of, God, remember that last time they were all together and then like we lost half the people going in. And it's the Night King. We have been waiting for this battle for the 8th season, and they finally come up against the Night King, and it's one battle, one darn battle, and almost everybody lives. I mean, first of all, Sam should have died. Grey Worm should have died. It looked like Jamie and everybody looked like they should have died. There was no way that any of them should have lived based on what I looked at, other than Arya. And okay, let's just go to the whole Arya thing. Okay, seriously. Mr. Night King, okay, so you don't get burned. Okay, great. So we still don't know what his agenda was, and Bran just throwing out some lame thing about, oh, he wants to forget everything of the human world. It's so stupid. I mean, it's real. What does that really mean to anybody that's watching? What does that really mean? And if that's the case, this whole thing, where are they going from here? I mean, seriously, this was the undead army, hundreds of thousands, and like now we're supposed to get excited about Cersei and the Golden Company? Come on, give me a break. There is no way that any physical, normal kind of battle can usurp what went down with this White King and these dead people and the magic that we've been hearing about since the beginning in season 1. Winter is coming. So winter came and went in like one night. It's like, okay, this is just, it's really, I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm not going to watch it. Of course, I'm excited. But I am so disappointed that this story ended here. Because it would have been amazing to me to watch them have to run to Cersei for help and try and get into King's Landing or something like that, with the dead following them, and like maybe last minute, like, I don't know, Bronn opens a door or something amazing, where we're watching this threat that has been building up for 7 darn seasons, and instead we watch Arya come flying in. Okay, we know she's a ninja and all that, but she cannot fly 100 feet, nor, come on, now we're supposed to expect that this big threat, this winter threat with all these White Walkers and Whites and the Night King. They're just like so busy watching him go over to get rid of Bran that they forget to notice that like somebody's running up to kill their main dude. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just so unbelievable. I mean, and when you're dealing with fantasy and you build this world, you have to keep the people in the world. As crazy as this world was, right? You have to keep it in the world. So we know that Arya can put on faces. What if she put on the face? What if she killed one of the White Walkers and then put their face on? That would have made sense. Walked up, nuked the guy next to him like, okay, let's just go there. Night King with your darn sword? No fight? We don't see Jon Snow that we've watched you staring down now for like how many seasons? You don't have that one-on-one interaction. And then, yeah, hey, maybe Arya could have come in while they're fighting and then something. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Do they just not want to let men be strong in this series? I don't get it. All the women have the power, which is great. I'm a woman. I love that. But Arya shouldn't have been the one to kill the Night King. She shouldn't have been the one. It's bad story writing. It's just bad story writing. I don't believe J.R.R. Martin would do that. He's too brilliant. Nor do I believe he would let all these characters live, because now it's like, what? I mean, that was the best thing about Game of Thrones, is that you could actually lose somebody you loved. You'd sit on the edge of your seat and be like, no, don't kill Tyrion, don't do this. But now, I mean, seriously, after they all came back from the other side of the wall and they were on that rock and nobody died but stupid, like, one person, and it's like, but they all came back. That was already ridiculous. But this, it's the end of the season. You were supposed to kill off our characters that we love. We've been waiting for this. They've been living, they've been growing, they've been becoming better people. Oh, God, it's just so bad, man. Just so bad. I mean, I would have loved to see, what if Jon was on the dragon and the Night King was like throwing spears at him or whatever, and boom, Jon leaves, and we think, oh no, he can't go in and help. And what then if he picked up Arya? What about a dragon drop? Jon drops Arya off the dragon, boom, into the weirwood. Okay, I could understand then how she comes from 300 feet in the air out of nowhere. But seriously, you have, Dan and Dave, you have done such a disservice to the fans. We watched Game of Thrones because it wasn't like other shows, because we didn't know if any of the people we loved was safe. And man, that's real life. And in this fantasy world, that was real life. And now you're giving us the Brady Bunch. Everybody's fine. Oh, we're all going to have a nice dinner at Winterfell and act like somebody's going to die. But even though people are being attacked by hundreds of thousands of dead people, not one important person that we really, really loved other than Theon died. So it's ridiculous. And the fact that this huge threat was summed up in one episode, that I might add, who could see it? Would you give me a break? You're supposed to be seriously filming one of the greatest battle scenes of all time, and you can't see the darn thing. I turned off all the lights, turns up everything bright. I can barely see what's going on. How many millions did you put in this battle, and you couldn't give us a little more light? I was listening to the director of, Lord of the Rings, and he brought in all this extra light, because I guess this director didn't want to use artificial light because he didn't think it would be realistic, like a White King's realistic. But anyway, the director of The Lord of the Rings, when they said, well, you're bringing in all this light, to light up the night scenes, where's the light coming from? The cameraman said. He said, the same place the music's coming from. Hey, Game of Thrones, you got the music, you got the piano going. How about some light so we can see the millions of dollars that you put into this battle? And maybe we could have figured out how these characters were somehow fending off hundreds of thousands of deads. It's just such bad writing. And to have to use Arya, like, as a surprise thing, even though it doesn't fit the story, it doesn't fit the characters. Jon needed to kill the White King. That's what needed to happen. Those were the two that came up. Jon was his threat. Jon's the one that went and got everybody to gather them together to fight this. Jon was the equivalent king to the White King, and instead they have Arya come in and stab him with the Valyrian steel, which also seemed lame to me, because how can he go down with just the Valyrian steel? I mean, we know that the White Walkers did, and the Whites and all that, but like, I don't know. It's, oh God, it just could have been so much better. So much better. And now we have 3 episodes left, and it's anticlimactic. I mean, unless I'm completely off base here and somehow they resurrect the whole dead army again, and the White King is, warged into Bran or something. And let's just go, oh, Bran, what the heck were you doing? Why is Bran there? He has a superpower. Why didn't he use it? Why didn't he warg into one of the, Whites or the White Walkers and turn against the Night King? Why didn't he warg into anything? And let's just go there. What the heck was Ghost doing running around with Mormont? Okay? Ghost belongs with Jon. I get it. Jon was on the dragon. But Ghost, Jon's not going to send Ghost into the front lines. It was so stupid. Not to mention, Ghost looks like a big husky now. I mean, seriously. You obviously, save some money on lighting. You couldn't have put it into Ghost. All the fans want the direwolves. The direwolves are magical creatures. They're supposed to be around, but no, we're just going to leave them out or put in some big husky and have them run with more. It was just so stupid. I don't know what you're doing. Dan and Dave, who do you think your audience is? Your audience showed up for a show where they killed the favorite character in the first season. They did not show up for this homogenized story. I don't know what to say. I'm still excited to watch the last 3. I'm hoping there's going to be some miraculous turnaround that makes this all seem like somehow it made sense, but really bad writing. I just have to say, Dan and Dave, that was just so bad choices. So there's my rant for today. I couldn't help it. That said, I'm going to be over at Fill the Issues Guy, which is my favorite pre-show and after-show place to gather so we can all talk. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about this. I mean, Game of Thrones, I barely watch any TV, to tell you the truth, and Game of Thrones is one of the only shows I actually watch. It's like all year long, 2 years now it took. And to take such a piece of art and to just water it down into average, it's just sad to me. I would love to hear your comments on this, and what do you think? Do you agree with any of my points? Do you think Arya should have killed him? What do you think is going to happen next? Or do you even care? Because half of me is not even excited. Isn't that sad? So sad. So sad. Okay. That said, can't wait to watch it tonight.